Good afternoon, this is Dan and welcome back to Homes Works Investing. In this video, we're going to discuss many different ways to increase cash flow for real estate beginners. But before we get there, make sure you subscribe to this channel and make sure you hit that like button. Also, stay tuned. At the end of this video, we're going to do an actual numbers example so you'll be able to see the breakdown, how these simple ways can impact your cash flow and the bottom line, which is your pockets. Now let's get right into it. One of the great ways to increase your cash flow is by lowering your tax bill. Now, there are many ways you can lower your tax bill. One of the simple ways is simply be nosy. Look at your neighbor's property, look at your property, and see how much they're paying on their tax bill and compare it. Go down to the township and get your property tax card. Now, what your property tax card is pretty much all of the information that the town receives about your property, whether it's the lot size, the precise room dimensions, the fixtures on your property. It's great to have this information because you can actually review it and see if there are any errors. If there are any errors, you can ask for a readjustment and you can ask for a reassessment of the value of your property, thus having the possibility to lower your tax bill. Another way you can actually seek to lower your tax bill is you can actually hire an attorney. Now, the great thing about this is you can hire an attorney that has no upfront fees. What that means is they'll get paid contingent upon them saving you on your tax bills. So they may actually say for the first year tax savings, that will be our compensation. This is a great way because you can just sit back, you can relax and have them do all the legwork for you. Insurance, this is another way for you to lower your expenses and actually increase your cash flow. Insurance is a great vehicle to protect yourself. It covers your asset, it covers the structure of your asset, and it covers you from any damages that the property may acquire. The great thing about insurance is there's so many companies out there offering different insurances quotes. So what you can do is actually shop around for a better rate. So one of the mistakes that many beginners make is that they'll actually get a quote from an actual insurance broker and just leave it at that. No, go around, shop around, see if you can find a better price. You may be paying $1,000 a year for one insurance policy, find a comparable policy and pay $800 a year, a savings of $200, which that additional money can go right into your pocket. I'm also gonna give you guys a few tips to hack the system and actually lower your insurance bill as well. One of the ways is adding safety features to your property, fire extinguishers, burglar system. These features can drastically lower your bill because guess what? If you have a property that's more secure, you're less of a liability and less of a risk. Thus, the insurance company is gonna seek to give you a much better premium. Another great tip to lower your insurance bill is your organizations or your relations to organizations. If you're a part of a credit union, a fraternity, a certain organization, a certain church organization, you'd be surprised how you can get discounts just for mentioning, hey, listen, I'm a part of this group. Another way to lower your insurance bill is pay it in full. You may oftentimes be able to pay that insurance bill in full and get a discount. Now, this may be tricky depending if you escrow on a property or if you don't escrow on a property, but you may be able to get a 10%, even 15% discount on that policy. Thinking outside the box, one of the ways to increase your cash flow is by maybe creating additional storage space that doesn't really need too much upkeep. You can literally build a storage space for less than $100 and charge $50 a month per tenant. You can reconfigure square footage, add an additional bedroom, Wi-Fi. If it's a duplex, side-by-side duplex, you live on one side, your tenant lives on another side, you're already paying for Wi-Fi for your units, so why not share that Wi-Fi with your tenant? Add a small premium to your rent. Say rent was $800 a month for that particular area. Now you can market your property and say free Wi-Fi included, rent is $805 a month. Dog park, you may have a property that has a large yard, you can build a small little dog park that does not really require too much upkeep. Finally, the last option to increase cash flow is as simple as it sounds, rent increases. You may have a property and you may have a tenant and you're afraid to bring up the topic that you're considering rent increases. So one of the tips that I recommend is that I actually have a clause in my lease letting my tenants know that if they decide to renew this lease agreement, there will be a rent increase, which will be calculated based upon cost of living expenses. Disclaimer, make sure you check your local's laws and regulations as well when dealing with your tenants and your lease agreements. Now, like I promised you guys at the beginning of this video, let's do an example with the numbers. Let's go over this property. And if you need help on how to analyze a property, please make sure you check out my video on how to analyze a rental property. Now, in this example, let's say your principal and interest on this property is $400 a month. Insurance on this property is $100 a month. or $1,200 a year. Taxes on this property, $200 a month or $2,400 a year. That leaves us with a payment of $700 a month, which consists of principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. Let's say all our other expenses are $350, which covers maintenance, vacancies, and all that good stuff. $700 plus $350, that's $1,050. Rent in this particular area goes for $1,300 a month. That means our cash flow is $250 a month. How do we get to that? So we subtract $1,300 from $1,050. That leaves us with $250. Now let's say you're able to call your insurance company and you're able to get a lower premium. Instead of paying $100 a month, now your insurance bill is going to get lowered to $80 a month. Your cash flow just increased from $250 to $270 a month. Why? Because you were paying $100 a month for your insurance. Now you're paying $80 a month. So we're going to subtract 100 minus 80. That leaves us with $20. That $20 goes straight to your pockets, which is your cash flow. Now, let's say we get a $200 discount a year on our tax. That leaves us with $16 additional for our cash flow. How do we get to that $16? Well, that $200 we divided by 12, that gives us the additional $16 that we're saving. Now our cash flow has increased from $270 to a total of $286, which makes you a cash king. Thank you guys for watching, and until next time, stay safe.